Mark Baker in a very exciting victory, 205 to Williams 170, 7 strikes, 1 miss, and 1 channel ball. We started Ask Bo series. Okay, today Bo's going to answer the question on television. How do you project the bowler's final scores, Nelson?
And Chris, as the graphic will tell you, bowler's projected score is based on rolling all strikes. In other words, let's say in the first game, I project that a player could have a possible 250 because if he had all the rest strikes, he would have a 250, 30 each frame. As you see in the second one, the pace where he's going is strike, spare, considering he won't lose any count. That's the pace, a 200 pace. The projection is all strikes. That way we can project whether a player still has a chance to win a match even though he may be way behind in the late going.
All right, if you have a question to ask Bo, send it to Post Office Box 1986, Radio City Station, New York, New York, zip code 10101. Now, the second game live from the Don Carter Kendell Lanes in the Lite Beer Classic. Here's Amleto Monacelli of Caracas, Venezuela. Really a likable young bowler, wonderful professional, a great future. And he is exciting. Watch his shot, 5'8", 150 pounds. Courageous Amleto. And here's the man that struck out to shoot that 205, Mark Baker.
Players with similar styles. The big power ball, Mark Baker, who was the high average player on the PBA tour last year, and Amleto Monachelli, who was 5th, Chris.
Oh, when conditions were right, did you like that outside shot?
The old outsider, what we used to call the gutter shot, was had been very good to me over the years, Chris. I have to really credit Billy Hardwick and Jim St. John's as 2 of the players that perfected it the best, though.
Well, the winner of the first game, 205 to Walter Williams, 170, has opened with a double, putting pressure on Monachelli from the start.
Monachelli, a great all-around athlete. He was a soccer star in Italy. He was a right forward for the special soccer team that the country of Italy has brought up, and he's now living permanently in Venezuela. Tremendous family, tremendous international player.
Last year, he was on our telecast 5 times. He finished 2nd 3 times. Let's watch his approach, replaying it.
Monachelli with that, what we call a stutter six-step approach, very similar to Roth. Mark Roth has a staccato step in the middle there. He has a posture almost like Pete Weber, that high profile. Tremendous wrist action at the point of release. Terrific strike ball. Monachelli is almost unbeatable when he can convert the spares.
Look at that, a conversion for the man that wears 1 red bowling shoe and 1 white bowling shoe.
Perfectly has the ball hit the right side of the 3-pin. The ball deflects into the 10. And his sister Andreina, who is just as lovely as she looks on television in person. Just a tremendous, tremendous young lady. Came down from New Jersey to watch her brother bowl here today.
Senior at Fairleigh Dickinson University. That's right, 1 red shoe, 1 white shoe. Leaving the 4-pin.
Early round leader Wayne Webb, Dave Ferraro, who cashed but didn't even make the top 24. David Ozio, Senor Monachelli, Ozio again in round 5. Round 6, Ozio had a commanding lead as we finished the 42 games. Monachelli for the conversion, 4-pin.
Continuing to mark the Venezuelan, whose dad owns a bowling center in a city of 600,000, Barranquilla. Now Baker, double up, 3rd frame, 2nd game for Mark.
Boy, when he gets loose, he lets that power go, and tremendous shot. Chris, a story that I failed to finish while Baker was bowling against Williams the first game. You see that wrist device helps to cut down tendonitis in his elbow. He has a moon marked on that. And really where that came from, his nickname, he split his pants down here when he won the Lite Classic here in Miami 2 years ago. And they called it, as the newspapers, Dick Evans called it, Moon Over Miami. So I think he's got a little Jim McMahon in him.
String stopping at 3, leaving the 10-pin on the left lane.
You can see it in the way Baker's bowling. We've had 3 players who won the first match go all the way to the title. You can see Baker already loosened up. He's going to be very tough for Monachelli to overtake here in this match. 4th frame.
Spare just made it. 2 young professionals, a pair of 24-year-olds. Last year, Baker finished second 4 times, Monachelli 3 times. More of the second match. First, this pause. Looking at Amleto Monachelli of Caracas, Venezuela. He's going against Mark Baker in our second game from the Don Carter Kendall Lanes. He has a spare up, shooting down the 4th frame, trying to make up on that 20-pin deficit. Mastering the speed of the bowling ball. His sister. We asked him if more foreign bowlers would come to the PBA Tour.
Well, in the future, I think they would come out. My brother is coming out in the summer, and a few friends too. And I think Mexico and some other places, they will have some good bowlers to come out here and bowl against us.
Chris, and you mentioned Mexico. The current world's amateur champion is Alfonso Rodriguez from Mexico City. I bowled with him. He's another sensational star on the rise. A lot of foreign bowlers coming into the Pro Bowlers Tour.
All right, Amleto, who has one beautifully made split spare, now has the 310 on the left lane. How do you shoot this, Nelson?
310 right here. Throw the ball to the right of the 3-pin. Let the ball deflect into the 10 as Monachelli did in the second frame. Let's see he can duplicate that feat here in the 5th. If he converts this, he'll still trail by 20 pins. Needs to make it to stay close in the match.
Look at that. What a touch. Speed, everything for the Venezuelan.
Well done. Just nicks the 3-pin. The ball deflects into the 10. Stays close to the match. Keeps some pressure on Baker, who has really been sharp so far here in the second match.
Started with 3 in a row. The man who won the first game, 205, with Walter Ray Williams, 170, with 7 strikes, a miss, and a channel ball. And there you see, it's 20-pin lead, 3 strikes, spare, strike.
Mark Baker, whose father is a executive at Security National Bank in the Los Angeles area, who oftentimes comes out and watches his son, but his son seems to like the other coast over here in Miami where he won his first title. Right now he's bowling super. He can extend his lead to 30 pins with a strike here in the 6th.
That he does. The winner of this game will meet Darryl Bauer of Middletown, Pennsylvania, near Harrisburg. A very fine bowler, too.
He's got that winning look on his face. Don't count out this opponent, though. Very, very tough. Has come on so well in the Professional Bowlers Tour in the last year. Amleto Monachelli. Tough, tough competitor. What wrist action. Watch this.
Oh, what controlled speed. Isn't that something? Monachelli.
Watch this pin action. Watch the action as the ball drives through. Hardly any deflections. It hits the 1-3, drives the 5 in the 4-7 area. Right now on the PBA Tour, I believe Monachelli has the best wrist action, Chris, and best strike release of anybody going. If he can convert his spares, not get too many bad breaks, he's going to be tough all year long. Stretched fingertip grip, trails by 30 pins, needs a double here to put the pressure on Baker.
That's been a PBA member for 5, looking for the first title. Appears ready today, but he's going against tough Mark Baker.
Back, I don't know, Chris. Stewart's in top shape. If Johnson doesn't get him in the early rounds, I think it's going to be a Stewart fight. Right now, we're in a dogfight right here. Baker leads by 20. Seventh frame can extend to 30. Has a double working.
Zeroed in. Mark Baker warming up as the tournament leader. David Ozio of Vidor, Texas. First, though, it'll be the semifinal match where the winner of this one you're watching now will go against Darryl Bauer.
Mark Baker has really loosened up. He has 6 strikes in the first 7 frames. He finished with 5 in a row the last game, 11 out of the last 12. The big guy is cutting it loose, can extend to 40 pins with another strike.
Look at that. On Wide World later today, that's the type of precision you'll see. Tiffany Chen tries to defend her national championship from Long Island, live here on ABC. And then there'll be ice dancing competition, which among the most beautiful events in all of competition. That's on Wide World following the Professional Bowlers Tour.
Monachelli trails by 40 pins, must strike here, 8th frame.
And Amleto has a turkey going for him here in the second game.
Monachelli, the great wrist action, and we were just talking while we were in that last little break, Chris, and I said it to Mike Durbin. I said, you know what? The way Monachelli releases the ball is the way I start my lawnmower. And I'll tell you what, he really cuts it loose. What power.
We got to upgrade you on your lawnmower, Nelson. There's such things as batteries, you know.
This man has his motor running, though. He still has a chance to win this match, has a possible 249. Remember how we projected in the ASBO? If he strikes out, he'll have 249. Baker going at a 249 pace. It's not over.
Lofting that shot out on the lanes. Sweeping the 10 away for a 4-bagger for Buck. 4 baggers up.
Watch the head pin, Chris. All that power, all that wrist action, the head pin does a multiplicities of jobs, as Baker has just starts a little quick. Monachelli, watch his reaction. He knows he has the, as we call it, he put the putty to this one. Look, let's see what happens. Here we come. He's got a chance to win. Baker leads by 20, 9th frame.
Again by 30 pins. Baker. Probably wonder what the earlier distraction was before that last shot. Darryl Bauer and David Ozio, the next to compete, were warming up, and the pin setter was clearing the pins and setting them up. That caused the break. There's a 2-pin.
Mark Baker must convert this 2-pin and keep the ball on the lane to shut out Amleto Monachelli. A spare and a strike. Baker would have 258.
He knew he had that one.
Well, I think in light of that one, he whipped out of there into the motor channel, whatever you'd like to say, in the first match. I think I'd throw it down the middle here, Chris. Why take a chance? All he has to do is keep it on the lane to win the match. Yeah, he did it.
Okay, Mark Baker. Look at that. He is fired up. The adrenaline is flowing. Darryl Bauer is going to be his next opponent. And it's time to teach you more about making spares. Our tip of the week with Nelson Burton Jr. will begin here. Now watch and listen closely.